This is a special day for the School of Biblical Studies. This day is a big anniversary, 50 years of involvement in training and equipping nationals from all over Europe and even beyond Europe for ministry, for missions.
And after graduating from here, I was just building up on that foundation, and God helped me in many ways to proclaim the gospel in my country. So since I graduated, actually, I was immediately involved in the ministry with young people, in preaching as well, even though I was just 20 at that time. God used me a lot.
The students and living with them, learning about new cultures and making new friends. You have difficulties, but at the end of the day, you have tight friendship and you see a love of Christ in all of us.
If you trace back the story of what is now the European Missionary Fellowship, you end up in the 1930s, and you start hearing the story of a man called James Stewart. By the early 1930s, still as a young man, only in his early 20s, Stewart started to be burdened for the needs of continental Europe. The involvement that Stewart and those who would work with him had in training. It was very typical for Stewart to spend time with a local church, preparing the people, teaching the people, praying with the people for evangelism.
Why do we have that sense of privilege with EMF? Why do we have the sense of privilege with the School of Biblical Studies? Well, I think that if we were to break it down, we would say probably, maybe use the word values here. The values that it has. The values that are based upon the inspiration and authority of the Word of God. It is a Bible-centered work, and therefore the school is Bible-centered.
God, help us to completely trust you as men like James Stewart or Omri Jenkins, who had the vision to train nationals for the ministry, to establish churches all over Europe, to evangelize Europe with the gospel, and who stepped out in faith, trusting God. They had no backing, little support, and yet they stepped out in faith, trusting God.
Remember them which have spoken unto the word of God, whose faith follow. A life worthy of following. And the word that came through in that particular translation is having a faith that's worthy of imitation. Not in an artificial sense, but an imitation is that which is real and true and genuine. As workers in the EMF, as students and future workers, we need to be imitators of Jesus Christ.